move hope into action?
It's made up of 3 simple concepts of goals, pathways, and willpower. It's different from wishing in that wishing is passive towards the future. Hope is about taking action towards that future.
Is the DNA still grounded in you?
Obviously, advocacy and policy change. If we don't speak it, it won't get done. If we don't vote, it won't get done. If we don't empower folks to join us in this conversation, things will not get done. It's our job to do that. That's what we're called to do. Y'all said prevention was in your DNA, so let's make this work.
Hey y'all, this is Mia Crockett, CEO of Families for Virginia, and I had the honor to do some opening remarks about hope being action for prevention. And one of the things that was so inspiring that I feel is really important to share is that really when we think about hope, hope is the engine and the momentum that lets us think about change for not only ourselves internally, not only in our work and professional lives, but also how we change systems for families all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I think that was one of the things I really wanted to impress to the audience today, was this idea that hope, we can change how we think about what we're doing, because hope matters and hope is real and hope is just one reach away. And I think that's something I would love to kind of lead with in all conversations moving forward.
As leaders, do you feel confident to collaborate with others who are not like us to mobilize communities?
This has been a really exciting conference. When we talk about takeaways, I have several. One is the Native tribe that danced and drummed, and then the fact of how they engaged the entire audience and made us really feel a part of it, as well as reminded us that we are a community.
Bikers Against Child Abuse is a worldwide nonprofit. Our mission is to empower abused children to not feel afraid of the world in which they live.
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Christopher Campbell, Vice President of Advocacy and Program Advancement for Virginia Home for Boys and Girls. We're coming up on our 180th year this coming year. Private day school, K through 12 on our campus, as well as independent living, 17 to 21, and housing services, 17 to 25.
We are Fatherhood Fire. We teach dads how to be better dads. If they are a good dad, we teach them how to be a super dad. So we do parenting classes for dad. We have a 12-week workshop, and dads can come and learn how to be better dads. We do online, and we also do in-person workshops.
I think one of the best things of today's sessions was the barbershop with the fathers talking about their experiences being in different systems, and what does the role of fatherhood look like, and what could it look like if we're able to be in partnership and in relationship, not only with each other, but also with the communities that we serve.
Well, my son is grown now, but he was a young father in high school, and he sacrificed not going in the military to raise his son. He never went in the military, but my grandson's 14 now, but he had a village, so that was one of the questions I wanted to ask. But how do you all empower these young fathers who don't have a village, who have dreams and goals, but had to alter them because they have a child?
Have that desire to be mentored. A lot of times our young men, they don't want anyone to mentor them. They don't see the need because it's probably imagery. They haven't seen a lot of good images of that.
Virginia Department of Social Services continues to see a high number of sleep-related fatalities across the state. Therefore, they are always trying to find a new, innovative approach to
Hi,
prevention.
my name is Sharday O'Rourke, and I did my talk today on trauma-informed care, supporting and breaking the cycle of abuse with families. So essentially what we talked about today was practical tools providers can use to insert themselves in supporting families and assisting them with breaking up what trauma looks like or has looked like generationally. Everything from learning what trauma means or the definitions of trauma and active action and through storytelling, and also what that can look like in varying interactions with families and our responsibilities as providers. Everything from how we show up to the tools that we use to support families in breaking the cycle.
My name is Jason Smith with the Culver Police Department. Here today at the Child Abuse Awareness Conference. We have our props here. We do a presentation called Hidden in Plain Sight. It's a preventative program for parents. We just give awareness about drugs and substance abuse. Really good program. Feel free to reach out to me if you would like to have it at your organization or your place of employment. We'll be glad to come out. Thanks for having us.
I'm Mike Southam-Dro from the Center of Evidence-Based Partnerships, and we just talked in there about the FFPSA Family First Training Awards that are offered in Virginia for 8 different EBPs or evidence-based programs, showed maps of the coverage of those EBPs, and talked about how we can expand those EBPs across Virginia.
YFT was founded in the 80s by Coach Joe Gibbs. When he was coaching the Skins at the time, we have now developed into a huge residential program with outpatient VHS services and therapeutic foster care. You can find us at www.youthfortomorrow.com.
People respond better. I know I personally do. If you point out to me, you have this risk factor, and this risk factor, that's not going to really motivate me.
Hi guys, I'm Lachelle Pittman with National Counseling Group. I'm one of the clinical supervisors over the MST program, and at National Counseling Group we service families and individuals. So if you have any questions, refer to our website at ncgcommunity.com.
We just got done doing a training session of fatality through the lens of a family services specialist.
Our objectives were the collaboration that we have within our community and how important it is to engage with different entities, agencies, and such to do our work. And what makes it powerful is that we get the results that we're looking for when you engage with those different community resources.
Yeoman Fest is a community-based organization. We have offices all across Virginia. Our Richmond office is our main campus, and there we have a charter house school, we have a residential facility, and then all of our offices do some form of foster care or adoption. We work with the local Department of Social Services to serve kids and families in the across Virginia.
Today we did a workshop on fatherhood, inclusiveness, community partners, engaging fathers for the benefit of their families. We looked at some strategies, some ways to collaborate together for the success of our families and our fathers.
It's very important when engaging fathers is to know engaging fathers is engaging families.
I'm here representing Families for Virginia, which has lots of different parenting programs. Circle of Parents is our biggest with 20 groups across the state. We also have some statewide virtual groups for men and women returning from incarceration, as well as supporting parents whose children are part of the LGBT+ community.
We know that a lot of our local human services workers at DSSs and other organizations experience a lot of vicarious trauma, and so we wanted to put together a workshop to talk about that.
So we spend time talking about both impact, individual impact, as well as organizational impact, and we also go through a series of individual and organizational mitigation strategies.
The best part about today is learning that hope is not pretending that your troubles last forever or that they exist. It's just having trust in the process and that hope is always a possibility.
I am 40+ years old, and every primary physician I've ever had has been a Black female doctor because of the trauma I experienced with one white doctor who was mean, inconsiderate, and did not care about my mother and her feelings. That trauma has stuck with me. So what do you think it looks like for a family who's been in crisis for generations?
There are 3 components to burnout. We have the emotional exhaustion, the cynicism, and the feelings of ineffectiveness. And this is also something that develops over time.
If this is accurate, then for every one child that is in a formal foster care arrangement in Virginia, there's an estimated 142 that are residing in informal kinship care.
Highlight the landscape of some of the challenges, and those of you who are parent educators, I thank you. Those of you who are considering becoming one or recruiting one of your colleagues, I thank you too, because we always need more in this field.
At the front of your table, there's some mandalas, some hope mandalas, and they have a different topic on the top. It says like either relationships, environment, engagement, or social emotional growth. What I'd like you to put on around here is words or people. We're going to end up putting them over on this wall over here and create kind of a hope mosaic by the time we're done.
Hope is something we forget, that we need to remind ourselves and others to be able to dream. Because when you dream, you're able to then see the future and then manifest it and make it happen. It's a sense of camaraderie that we brought here and that we further developed with each other, and the level of connection and networking that happened across agencies here in Virginia. This has been an exciting conference. We have more than exceeded our goal, and I look forward to doing this again next year.